and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup of what's new and going on in the PM world. How are we doing this morning, Andy? We all good?
Fine, thank you very much. Fine,
We are.
not too bad at all.
We're one light this morning because clearly he's got better things to do.
He's a busy man, isn't he?
He's a busy,
So
well, he's trying to do his auction stuff and as well as deliveries and everything coming in. So never mind. You got wheels now, haven't you? You got your new car.
I know, yeah.
So,
we're popping up next week.
That is it. You can go up and see what it's like. You better have a clear up before you turn up.
Yeah.
It'd be like when I go there, you know, you've been round and had a clear up the day before.
Right.
Definitely. All good. Right, trust you're all doing very well. As I say, it's been one of those strange weeks again. We've had lots of deliveries in, some quite interesting stuff come in, and we're sort of still waiting on a few bits and pieces as well. So I think really, if we start in the old new arrivals, I've lost my mouse. There's my mouse. There we go. We've had some very, very nice stuff. This is the Hasegawa stuff come in. If you were watching yesterday's show as well, you would have seen we were sort of talking about these. This is, I still maintain, the golden age of our hobby. You know, these were the sort of, 90s, 2000 kit releases and all the rest of it, and some absolute corkers down in there. I know we were still saying, again, it was said yesterday, but the Hasegawa A4, I still think is the best one out of any that have come out since. It's still absolutely a gem. Their Tomcats are still absolutely fantastic, beautiful kits, still up there with anybody else's, because again, at least you can pose the wings, you've got all the spoilers, the flaps deploy, you can have it kneeling and everything else. The only thing they do come up short with is weaponry, but that's pretty much standard with all Hasegawa stuff. Their Phantom, still an absolute legendary. That F4 down in there, I've built hundreds of those over the years, and it is an absolute gem of a kit still to this day. It's more of a curbside model, I think you would describe it as, because again, it's very limited. It doesn't have full length intakes and stuff like that, but it's for the money.
The thing is again, with all of them, they've been out so long, there's that much aftermarket out for them.
Yes,
you can fill your boots and do what you want with them, can't you?
That's what I say about the golden era, because I think when these kits came along, they were okay, but they just needed a little bit more. And people like Ares, wasn't it, jumped on them, and they were producing fully resin cockpits for it. Obviously, resin seats. You got all wheel wells in resin, and obviously all the photo etch as well that went along with it. And let's face it, that's how really I think Edard cut their teeth doing their limited editions. So we're using a lot of the Hasegawa kits, because a lot of these have been, I think all of them have been actually, barring the Phantom, have been in there in one shape or other in a Reebox with all their stuff as well. And again, as I say, from a historical and nostalgic point of view, I actually really, really like these kits because they do go together really well. And you've got all the gorgeous surface detail. They're all recessed on all of those ones, which is nice. And again, it's just, really, really nice. Like the Stuka in 48th, and I know we got it in 32nd as well. An absolute gem of a kit. That Typhoon is a gorgeous one as well. Built a few of those in my time. So it is. It's really, really nice. In fact, I think I've built pretty much all of those, barring the Viking, which we've sold out of.
We sold out of.
Which I must admit, I haven't built the Viking. I think I did the old somebody else's one, but for the Airfix did one many moons ago. I did that one, but got some really, really nice ones down here, and some really good ones, as in like the Apache. I still think best in scale, easily. In 48 scale down in there. The Draken, which is still quite an underrepresented aircraft. I remember when that one came along. Very, very nice. So again, and we were saying about, obviously, we got the Hellcat down there and the 32nd 109s. Again, curbside models, absolutely fantastic. But like Andy was saying, tons and tons of aftermarket if you want to get it. But the big thing is, none of these really break the bank. We've got some even better deals in a minute on them, but some very, very nice ones down in there. So if you do fancy having a go at one of these, I would highly recommend them. And to be honest, there's probably video builds on most of that.
Yeah, I remember longingly putting a Ares resin cockpit in the F4. Yes,
it went in there for easier, shall we say, than it does the Tomcat.
Yes, true. Yeah,
because to be honest, the Tomcat used to be that thing. You used to have to thin the resin so much you could see through it to be able to get it to go in. And the funny thing is that I reached out to Ares about this. This is back in the 90s when the internet was young. And asked them about it, and they said that the trouble you've got is obviously they need a certain amount of material to get it out of the molds, so it can't be any thinner. So that was the trouble they've got. So they said to keep it, it was explained to me, you've got that trouble of the reality and getting it in scale. but obviously the engineering point of view of having to get them in and out of the actual molds and that, they need a little bit more sort of, material than the kit will allow. So in some cases, I know when you do the F14, grinding away at the side of the plastic, so you can see through it to be able to get it in and things like that. But happy days. That was a golden age. That's the bit where you had a good kit, you had a nice bit of resin, a cockpit or something, some seats to go in there, bit of photo etch, Nowadays, these modern kits, one, they don't need it in most cases because they're really nicely detailed. Or secondly, it's like a drop-in resin, 3D printed resin fit straight into it, so you don't have to worry about it. But yes, the good old days. But
and like you said, Edard have released most of the, at least 1, 2, 3, probably 5 of the top ones there. They've released, so they did the extra bits for them. So
very nice. But there's tons, and the great thing with those as well is things like decal options as well. If you're taking it just as the base kit, and then obviously aftermarket decal's pretty much solid for all of those ones down in there. But again, some really, really nice stuff. And then just, carrying on, the reviews now done, obviously, for the old Spitfire as well. So that one went up last week, and a few of the other bits down in there. So all very nice.
We've had some new Thunder models stocking as well.
Yes.
Don't know whether you mentioned that the other day.
So we've got the Pioneers down in there as well. So we've got the Wrecker. Is that the Wrecker one? Because the Wrecker one's really cool.
Yeah, it's Wrecker,
Yeah, that's very nice indeed. Did the review of that some time ago, but it's very, very cool stuff on that. So it's nice with the Thunder models one. Just point out, if you have been watching us live, there it is, the Hobby Boss Hurricane. Obviously, it's a bit of a life hill. The decals have gone on. This thing about the decal thing, I know it's been mentioned on a couple of the shows before. It's how it is. It's not me. It's not the kit is wrong. It's how it is. So we're just going with that. But anyway, it's going to be quite nice, actually, because the reason I'm doing it is I've got my old Airfix one out. So at the moment, we're seeing how this one stacks up to obviously the Hobby Boss kit. And then hopefully, not in the near distant future, we will get the Armour Hobby one in 48, and we can have a row of them.
Is that the new old Airfix one? Or is
yes,
that
this is the old. No. This is the new old Airfix one.
I've got sort of on my cabinet behind me, so like the raised panel line one, and that was a nice kit, to be honest with you.
Going together, it's really nice. No, this is the more modern one, which again, it sort of comes and goes. I know it was out recently and then gone again, but again, it's beautifully recessed. This kit goes together really nicely. It's got a very nice cockpit in there. But the funny thing is, when you do a side-by-side comparison, it's almost like night and day, because this one's got all the riveting, where obviously the Airfix one doesn't have any. So this one's all in there, and again, the cockpit, the standard. But again, this one we were saying like 15 came out. Was it 2015? They did it.
It's got
something else like that. So it's getting on a little bit in the great scheme of the way the kit goes. But the detail on this is amazing. But I'm really looking forward to is having all three. We can look down the lineage of them and seeing how they stack up. But this is an absolute great kit. It's going together really, really nicely. Enjoying this one. You can catch up with that one on the live shows that we'll be doing, which are all free to watch. You can see those ones. So anyway, that one's on there. But again, 35 quid, really nice kit, to be honest. Then if we have a look in the old specials, we've got some cracking deals down in here at the moment, as we said before. So again, we've got down in here 48 scale 109s, and again we've got one at under £20, and we've got one in there at £11.66. So absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, we have sold out of these at the moment because I think we spoke about them clearly on the show yesterday. But for the money, £8.87 for a 48 scale kit.
Well, we had an initial delivery in. We reordered it again. Had some more in, and then. They're selling out again, so they are selling really, really quick. So if you want one, get one quick.
This one's still on sale, and this is the one I did a video build for not so long ago. This is, and I use the weekend edition as well, so this is exactly the same as mine. But really, for under £11, what kit can you get for under 11 quid these days? So, but no, it's really, really good value on those kits. Really nice, and it is an Edward kit. So it is their own, and it's very, very nice. Goes together, absolutely beautiful. So some nice stuff down in there. And again, the other stuff we spoke about before. So if you want to get a Gigant,
I've got one here.
Look, there you go. That's Andy's Buster.
My Buster. I think because the wife dropped it and broke the undercarriage off it.
It's always handy to have a Buster. At that price, you could build it as being a Buster. It's almost that cheap. So we've got those Gigants down in there, and again down in here, still on special, we've got that the Haiyan, and obviously we've got the Dornier 335 the old push me pull me, which I'm still tempted. I might get one.
Yeah.
I've never built one. It's like one of those, and it's cool, and it's a big plane as well. So.
It's one of those that also comes in and then goes missing for
disappears
a good length of time before we get it in again. So yeah, it's been a while since it's been in, and so they re-released a lot of their kits, and they're bringing some more out with 48 scale vehicles
and stuff. Yeah,
there's some more due in soon as well. So yeah.
No, really, really nice. And again, it's strange because the funny thing is we often talk about is Tamiya. If it's in the catalogue, it's available.
Yeah.
But they do have a couple that tend to, they come in and then they go away and they come in. And you know what it's like? You fancy building it, you'll never find one unless you want to pay stupid money on eBay for them. So it's sometimes, I would say this is one of those maybe for the stash because it's Tamiya, so it's going to be fine. Because again, you'll be, sod's law, you want to get it and you won't be able to find one. So it's nice when they do come out.
It's a large aircraft in 48.
It is, yeah.
If you look at the figures.
Yeah, if you look at the pilot sat in it, in the figures, it just shows you how big that is.
It's a nice size, chunk of plastic when you've built it up.
Yes, I might have a word with Matt, just to get Andy here to send me one down. And we'll do a review of it and it can live in my stash.
Yeah.
So yes, and obviously we've got the last of the kinetic type of stuff. As you know, we've actually not stocking them, but we can still get it. Like everything we said in here, if it's not actually on the site, then obviously drop Andy, because Andy will be answering your emails, a thing, and we can probably get it. It's just that we don't carry a lot of the stuff in stock, purely because, with things going on at the moment with pricing and various things, it's a little bit difficult. So some of the lines we've pulled away from at the moment. The other big news is this one here. And by the time you watch this, there will be a review of this, because I'm going to do the review this afternoon for this kit. Now, we've managed to secure some more, haven't we, Andy?
We have, yes. We've got 10 each of versions, of each version.
Yeah, so we've got the F2, F6, isn't it, coming in? This is the F1, F3. So we've got both versions. These way most people know it is like the red and silver boxing or the camo one.
Yeah,
it's got the one taken. I think it's a Bruggen one as well. So we have got some more of these coming in, but they're going to be a while yet because they're literally coming on a slow boat, aren't they?
Yes.
But we have secured 10 more of each of these ones coming in. So members, as you know, you can probably just either shoot Andy a message or obviously pop one up into the forum. I think we haven't got a pre-order for it up yet, have we?
No.
We only really sorted this out this last couple of days. So, but there will be a pre-order up on the forum for these ones. So if you do want to get one, obviously you can see the review of this a little bit later. And if you fancy it, as I said before, don't get too excited because this is very early trumpeter. This is, I don't know how old this kit is now, but it's not new. It's been around quite a while. And, but again, the accuracies, it's not going to win any awards, but it's a lightning in 30-second scale. And
without a shadow of a doubt, it's the best 1/32nd scale lightning you can buy, as Nathan will be able to
testify. Yes,
testify because he's got the thingy on empty.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what it's called now. The backform one, but I can't remember what it's called now.
No.
But I'm just thinking it's got a date. Oh, it's actually because it's a reboxing. This is a full reboxing, so it's actually done as a 2022.
Let me just quickly.
But yeah, it was out a while ago. I know it got a bit of criticism at the time, but again, I think it's a lightning and it's cool. There's something about a lightning, as I say. The Airfix, obviously 48 scale one, legendary, and obviously their 70-second ones are really nice. But if you want a 30-second one, then that's really what you want to go for. Is one of those.
Some quick look, see when they actually came out.
Yes, I know they've been around a while. Price wise, I'm expecting them to be roughly what you can see on here. So they're just going to be around about £100. Excuse me.
2009.
2009. So there we go. Which doesn't sound that long ago until you work it out.
Yeah.
It's like when you say a 90s kit and you suddenly realise it's like 30 odd years old.
Yeah. You're pressing into it.
It is, yes. You just know you're getting old at that point. But yeah, so we are getting some more in there. I know obviously a lot has been spoken about that one as well. So we've got the damage box section. Hasn't really changed. You've got some of my review samples down in here as well. So if you obviously fancy one of those at a little bit of a bargain price, we've got these in, as well as the damage box ones. Damage box ones, like we always say, we're talking creases, dents in the corners. If it's a proper mullered box, we will attach extra photos showing you how bad it is. But if it's just general wear and tear, you've got it. But again, got some nice stuff down in there. We've got the vehicles, we've got the bikes, and again, we've got a little bit of Dragon down in there as well. So yes, some very nice.
I think Matt's going to have a word with the man tomorrow and see if he can secure some more. So
yeah,
possibly maybe some more coming in there soon.
Very nice indeed. So that would be good. Cool. And that's about it this week. I know we've had a few deliveries in of paints and glues and stuff, as always, just filling up the old stocks, but I think that's pretty good everywhere down in, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah. I think, it's mainly been sort of like pre-order stuff that we've been having in past week, and obviously we had a bit of a sale on at the weekend, which plenty of sales.
We've still got a little bit still going, still 20% off all Dragon. So
still 20% off Dragon, yeah.
20% off all Dragon. So if you do fancy something from the actual Dragon lines, 20% off all of that, as you can see. So some nice savings down in there as well. So yes, look at that. You could get yourself a Dragon T34 for just £14. Or HMS Dragon.
HMS Dragon, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was just looking at, that one.
Yeah, it is HMS Dragon, yeah.
Yeah. So some nice stuff down in there if you want to grab any one of those ones. Right, should we go over to pre-orders?
Yeah, sure.
Again, this one has gone slightly quiet, and I'm wondering why. Because this, I still think, is going to be HK's best kit ever. It looks amazing. It's out, we know, but ours haven't come in yet, so there's still time to put your name down for it. It's not cheap at full retail of almost 250 quid. So 240 quid. So yes, it is expensive, but this is 1/32, so she's quite a large lump. So we got it up at 216. I know it's expensive, but that's going to be, I think, a mega kit. Looking at we've got one of the guys at the moment is building one on the forum, and he's doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
And you see the canning on it and the detail on it. That is an absolutely lovely kit. And I know Matt's on about now. He wants to do it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get one for review, and then he's going to build it.
There's a lot of weathering possibilities.
So. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That does look really, really nice. But if you do fancy one at this price, obviously before they drop, then stick your name down, guys, and we can sort you out with one of those ones. Most of these ones, I think,
that's fairly new. The Cobra.
This is the new one, isn't it? This is the new 35th scale one. So obviously we've seen 32nd as well, which is the one that I did, and now these are obviously in 35th scale. So again, really nice ones, because the thing is with military, and like I think with the aviation, is in like army aviation, things like that, is that obviously dioramas with figures and vehicles and equipment and that, it just works. I think all helicopters always just should be in 35th scale. It just makes things a lot easier. So anyway, that one is out now as well. So that's the late production G as well. So very nice one there. It does come with a shark's mouth, unlike mine where I had to paint mine on. Which that would have been a lot easier. Obviously, this is the big one that I'm absolutely waiting for, is to then I can build that one. It would be weird because I don't normally do this, but I'm actually on a bit of a roll with Hurricanes at the moment, working our way through them. So it's slightly different because this is going to be a Mark II C, so it's got the big guns on it and everything. But I've seen some of the CAD stuff from this. I've seen some of the test shots now, and it looks like it's not going to disappoint. Yeah. So if you go from how this goes at the moment, you've got basically no riveting really, and also just panel lining, a little bit of raised. This one's got a little bit of raised and lots of recessed. That one has got it all on another level. So if you've ever built their 72nd stuff, you'll know how finely detailed these are. That looks incredible. And normally when you see test shots and that, I always go, yeah. But actually, I'm quite excited about that one. So I can't wait to get that one in for review. And I say I'm going to pop it together as well and have a go with that one, because that just looks very cool. Yeah. And I like the box art.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, even though it's very similar to the sort of, I wish they'd make them a bit more different, between the sort of the 72nd ones and the sort of quite a few in the 72nd that are
very similar. Yes. Yeah, I must admit, it is that thing. Like when you're looking through pictures of them, you have to look to see what scale it is, because the pictures are very similar.
Yes. So, and I didn't realise that you can actually see a ghosting of the aircraft or whatever it is.
Yes, this guy over here.
Is it a HE111?
I assume so. I assume it's... Yeah, I think it is. It's very difficult. It looks like... I think that's the light on it. So, yeah, it's just twin engine. So, yeah, I think it's a 111 in there. So, yes, he's obviously doing a strafing run.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Very, very nice. Cool aircraft. So, anyway, that... We don't know exactly when it's coming, but hopefully it won't be long at all. Speaking of lightnings... Your other option, of course, is go down the swords route, which is for the 72nd ones.
Yeah.
As I say, 3 versions of this one.
And you always get the T4, T5, don't you, in that one?
Which is the 2-seater.
Yeah.
Which I often thought, funny enough, the Lightning is one of those. As a 2-seater looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's side by side and not tandem.
Yeah.
I quite like it like that. So we've got the sword one. So if you fancy something a little bit smaller, we've got these ones as well, and they're just £16.19.
Yeah, we've got the two-seater at I think New UK Museum. I'm sure they've got one or had one, and it does look cool. Yeah, it's all like
a bit chunkier, isn't it, on the front? Yeah. So, so if you fancy one of those ones as well, because Sword do it in 48 as well, but they did the T's, didn't they? I think they did the T4, 5. Sure, they did back in the day. I don't know if Sword someone did it. So, yes, very nice indeed. So we've got those ones as well, and we've got Gordon's.
So who's Gordon Murray again?
Gordon Murray again. So yes, we got that one about to drop soon as well. So hopefully that won't be too long at all. Tackham Jack Panther.
Yep.
As well. Very nice interior.
Three different versions of that. So if you scroll down a bit, there's...
Oh yeah, you've got all your different versions.
Yeah.
So that looks very nice indeed. So if you're fancy a little bit of a Jack Panther, but again, full interior. Yeah. Is it? They all full interiors, yeah?
Yeah, they're all full interiors, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But again, it's a nice little compact for a 35th scale, so it shouldn't be too bad. And I think the CAD shots I've seen, I think you can take a lot of the top off, so
you can
it's easier to see rather than on the turret, the tank with the turret. So
yeah, definitely. So yeah, something nice and cool with that one.
Not saying it's a tank because obviously it's not a tank.
Don't start that one. Yeah, Jesus. That's a whole thing, isn't it? You mentioned it's a tank. Tamiya's CBR 100, obviously the Fireblade.
Yeah, we've still got no confirmed price on this. Again, Matt's phoning our man tomorrow, so hopefully he might be able to find some of that. But again, he possibly might not. It's not on their list, so at the moment.
So,
but yeah,
I know it's...
I know it's been on some of the Japanese sites. It's all like it's up for pre-order. So hopefully it won't be too long before we get some information about it.
Very nice. So yeah, if you do fancy the anniversary edition of the Fireblade.
But like you said, it's 30th anniversary. It just makes you feel so...
That does make you feel old, doesn't it? Yes, definitely. Because that was... I was a bit of a biker back in those days, in my early 20s, and it was like, that was the one. Yeah. People with a Fireblade. You'd be down there, park your bike up, and then somebody racks up on one. You're like, nice. So, yes, very good with that one. So, obviously, this big news on this one. This is Great Wall Hobbies F14. I know there's a lot being spoken about this one at the moment. Obviously, we've got it up at pre-order for £90.
Yeah.
Again, looking at from what I've seen so far, it looks absolutely mint. It's you've got everything you want. I can't fault it at all. Really, really nice. Got nice options on the schemes as well.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see. So it's funny they started with the B, because we're assuming they're going to do the A and the D, but
is that
because
with the B? Tamiya have already done the A and the D, so
I think so. Yeah, they're trying to
just fill that gap in and then expand on it.
Yeah. So, but no, it looks really, really nice with this one. So again, you can do everything with it. Like we were saying, it's I suppose the modern day equivalent would be of the Hasegawa one, really. So, but you've got all the stuff on that, and obviously you get the weapons for it as well.
Yeah.
So very, very nice indeed.
I think one of those will be entering my stash, I think.
Yeah, I think one will be entering mine as well. I'll do the review and it'll be, that's very nice. And apart from that, I think we're pretty much the normal there, aren't we?
I think we've got some airfix that we're expecting in soonish, but it's again, it's got a bit slow on them. So
yes. Cool, very good. The only thing I was going to say was just seeing this one here, I did notice that Meng have started a little bit of the old publicity round with theirs. So we've got the Meng one coming down the line now. So I don't know how long exactly that one is away yet. But I did notice over the weekend it was all over social media.
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah. So yes, so we'll be seeing what their one's like, and I did see a lot of we all were zooming in on my phone at the weekend, having a look at some of the details, and it looks absolutely lovely as well. So that'll be a nice one to go along with this one. So very nice. Okay, last up over to questions. We got Nigel. He says, "Hi Phil, Matt, and Andy. Just wondering if you have or would consider stocking aftermarket products like the Edard, Decals, etc. I'd prefer to support your business than other online retailers." The thing is, like me and Andy were discussing before, even if you bought one of the entire of their range catalogue, if you like, It would be massive. And it's one of those ones where you almost need to, because if you're not carrying it all, what's the point? You know, you could say, oh, we'll just do certain lines, but then people want the other ones. And from our company's point of view, we're not really geared up for that type of business, purely because Andy would have to put it all on the system.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saving the poor man here, because if he has to put that all on the system, he's going to be 6 months stuck to a computer doing that.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah. Because there's just so much of it. And again, it's like decals and various bits and pieces. You know, again, I know it's very nice of you to say you want to support us and stuff. We can get this stuff in. Yes. If you let us know, we can get it in as a special, like everything. Yeah. So, you know, we have got, you know, accounts with these companies and things, so we can just get them in and then we can add it. So if you are thinking of buying a kit and you want us to get all the bits to go with it, we can definitely, you know, do that for you. Yeah. But if not, there is obviously the specialist companies out there or go direct and that.
What I have thought about doing in the past is when Phil was doing, I can't remember what build-up was you doing. What was it when you added all the extra head-on stuff to it?
Oh, that was when I did that 190, wasn't it? 190, the one, and we did everything. So the cockpit, the wheel wells, the engine, the gun bays.
So I wouldn't mind seeing if we can do a special offer for members.
Package deal.
Yeah, package deal. So we'll do a pre-order of something with the mask set and the, you know, some resin and, you know, etc. on it to get it together. But the one I was actually looking at the time, they didn't have everything that Phil had done. So
yeah, and that is sometimes the trouble, is that, you know, we might be able to get some of them, but not all of them.
Yeah.
So, you know, it might be a bit easier for you guys to go around and find them. It's just
with the Edard aftermarkets, I think you needed to be in there at the beginning.
Yeah,
and to go carried on adding to it rather than sort of like starting afresh, because there's so much of it. And where do you start with it now?
Yeah, and obviously you've just got the cost of it. Like when we take on paint ranges, you know, they're into the thousands when we take on a paint range, and it's a big investment to go through because you need them all and you need good stocks of it. So that's in a similar type of thing to it, but on a lot more. I think it'll cost a hell of a lot more to do it. So as I said, we've got big plans for this year and obviously into next year with the company anyway. New bits and pieces we're going to be, you know, taking on and starting and stuff like that as well. So, you know, as I say, with those bits, if you do, shoot Andy a message, and I'm sure he could probably get one in.
We can definitely get them as long as we get them, we can get them for you. So
as long as we can get them, we can get them for you, not a problem. Adrian says, "Hi team. When you paint with oils, what thinner do we need? How long after leaving onto a card?" So it starts to show. Again, this is one of those ones. So what we're talking about is the leaching effect. So you have a little bit of cardboard, we put the oils onto it, and then it leaches out and goes into it. As I said before, depending on the colour, some of them tend to have more, I think it's linseed oil in them than others. So what can happen is that the oil on some of the colours literally flows out of it. But I have noticed orange doesn't. Orange doesn't seem to be a very oily colour.
When I was using... Where am I? A while ago, you can obviously see where it's leached out.
Yeah.
Excuse me, a crappy piece of paper, but you can see where it's. I mean, this is dry now; it's gold, but so you can see where the oil's leached out onto it, and that's what you need it to be, sort of like that. So it's come out of it. So
there's two reasons for doing it. First of all, is obviously drying times, because you've taken most of the oil out of the oil, the actual paint itself. It will dry quicker. So it makes it a lot more handleable and stuff. Yeah, if you was to use it from the tube, every time you touch your model, you get it everywhere and it'd just be a nightmare. But because it dries within, say, 24 hours totally, you're good to go. So that's why we leach it out. But don't take it all out, because if you want to dry brush with it or maneuver it and drag it and get streaks effects, everything else, it won't, because it's dried. So it is finding that little bit of a balance. I tend to leave mine for a good hour, say, or two before I start using it. But again, the oranges, I know for a fact, don't have much oil, because every time I put it out, I get nothing leaches off. Yet other colours, you'll see it almost immediately on the cardboard coming away.
I mean, so some of them, when you sort of like pulling them out, you can see that the linseed oils.
On the top, almost, you're squeezing it out straight away. So, but again, it is one of those things. As for thinner, like we often say, a good quality one. Obviously, we can't get hold of Tamiya's, can we? But
no.
I just use, to be honest, like Artist, this is a Daler Rowney low odour thinners, enamel thinners. And that's my sort of go-to one of choice.
Supporting the store, since we don't sell that.
Well, this is it.
I use the Abteilung odorless thinner.
Yeah, so they do their own thinner.
Yeah, but say as long as it's a good quality, white spirit, yeah, you should be fine.
The way we do it is, isn't it? I often joke about B&Q's rough cut. You clean your brushes with. If you smell it, it stinks. The less it smells, the more refined it is. That
smells of nothing.
Yeah, I know. And mine's hardly anything on that one as well. That's the way you can tell a good quality one, because if you smell it and it smells quite harsh, you know it's quite rough. It's obviously a higher grade, like think of it like fuels and things like that. It's it's a more of a smoother effect. And to be honest with you, I failed miserably many years ago trying with oils. I bought one of those cheap little sets out of the old cheapo bookstores, for £1 for 100 colours or whatever it was. Those little ones, and I used B&Q thinners.
Yeah.
And it just never worked. It was gritty, it was horrible, it just never worked. But a good quality oil with a good quality thinner, it just is a different planet altogether. And like we said as well, I know people say, I can go to the art store and get a set of 25 colours for £1. Yeah, but at the end of the day are you going to use them all? Yeah, if the Adtile, I've used one tube in my entire life, up to date.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and they are they are a definite better quality. So, like I said, they're just designed for the. And it's not in that, but also the colours are what we want.
Yeah,
so you can go into an art store, you can get and have a look at the colours but you don't really get the mix of colours, the earths and the mucky colours that you get that we want for modellers.
Absolutely, yeah. Because again, with ours, you can just go in there. Like I like to use a shadow. I use a light grey. I've got a yellow, obviously for greens. I've got a buffy colour as well for general, and they're my sort of go-to. I've got a draw full, but they're the ones I use all the time. So you don't need to go, mental with it or anything else like that. But it's one of those things. It's well worth getting the right stuff.
Yeah,
I highly recommend, because I didn't, and I just never got it. They were gritty, they were gravelly, they didn't work, they didn't blend nicely. Yeah, it just didn't work. And then, to be honest, Matt gave me some of those ones, said play with them, and it was like night and day. Literally, it was just so much easier. So,
I think some of this, the De La Rowley oils, if you we'll go for like a Payne's Grey, the ochre, burnt umber, they're good ones.
Yeah, raw sienna,
and they're good quality.
Good colour.
So I think that's what most of us used before. The AK ones came along, but
And there is some weird ones out there as well, because I've used them before and I've still got them, although I must admit I prefer these. And these are acrylic oils. They're those really weird ones. It's like odd. It does work, but again, the reason I don't use them is they haven't got very good colours. They're not the colours I want to use, because they tend to be more, your more primary colours and things like that. But there is other weird ones around. If you don't want to use oils, they are, they're oilless oils or something they call it. It's weird. Very strange stuff. But there is other things around. So, but it's well worth, if you're not quite sure, if you go to the site, let me just poke it in here, and we go to the stores, and we go to the Abteilung section, sets, that's what we want.
It's also worth remembering when you're actually using it, so if you've got any thinners on your brush, it goes mild. So just take literally all the thinners off your brush when you're trying to move them around. Otherwise, you'll be taking it all off again. But
it will. It wipes away very easy, and also the surface you're putting it on. If you're over a gloss, it just wipes away. You need something with a bit of bite. But if you're into aircraft, I highly recommend that set.
Yes.
Because in here, this is the one I started with, to be honest. And you've got a grey, you've got a green, you've got a blue, you've got the orange, the yellow, and you've got a smoke. And that's great for all types of aircraft, because obviously if you're going to be lightening up, for instance, greens, you add a little bit of yellow to it, which you'll see me do this. I've done it loads of times before, and stuff like that. And obviously you've got the oranges in there as well. You've got the blues and things as well. And you can change the modulation, if you like, of the paintwork, and it does make a huge difference to it.
And a bit of orange into the smoke gives it sort of like, sort of.
Because to be honest with you, this is a classic example. These are the same colours, but that's got oils on it. This hasn't been oiled yet.
Yeah.
So, it just shows you how well oils will actually go. So, as you say, this has got oils on here, so we've dulled it all down and all the rest of it and worn it all through. But that's what oils will do. So, oiled and not oiled. So, but again, the sets, they are really good way of starting out, but you can do it individuals as well. So you can go through there. But with the sets, again, you've got various ones for armour, for different types of things. You've got reds and rusty things. You've got ones for weathering. We've got the sci-fi set as well, which is really nice. as well as obviously armoured and ships, you name it, as well as them all. But there's loads of colours in there, and you can get quite lost in there. Starship Filth, another good one.
Yeah, we will be having some more in stock because we're going to put another order in with AK next week, I think he said.
Cool. Yeah, no, he did say to me about next week.
Yeah.
So yes.
we'll get any of that. But like Phil said, if you start off with a set, don't buy every single set because sometimes
they overlap.
Duplicated, but just buy a set that you like, or maybe two sets if they don't mix and match the colours, and then go for the individuals to fill it in, and they're really, really nice.
Cool. Last question is from Graham, and he says, "Hi guys, I know you're not stocking Kinetic anymore, but I was wondering if you have any info on the release date for the Tutor Super Tweet."
All the information is just showing it's still coming in this year, but There's no definite date of when.
No, we're still waiting, to be honest, for the Fiat.
Yeah.
Is it the G91?
Yeah.
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 So I thought that was coming. I thought they'd fixed that small issue and it was ready to go. So, but I must admit, I did see that on social media about it. But as of when and pricing and stuff like that, I haven't heard anything yet. I think it's still a little bit new. You're just getting it out there.
And same again, if you do want any Kinetic, that we have got some still on sale. But if we do want any Kinetic, if you want it, we can still get it for you. It's not
absolutely.
Not that we're not doing it. It's just that it's just you have to decide on which brand you're doing and which ones are best to keep in stock, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. And obviously the ones that move more and everything else at the end of the day are a business. So
the shelves are only so big that
yes,
yes, they're definitely full.
Definitely full, absolutely. So, but yeah, like everything we've said today, if you do, you want to get a kit, you see something on there and you want to add to an order, something else like that, easily shoot Andy an email and he'll get back to you and give you a price and how quickly we can get them in. And turnaround time, as long as it's nothing too exotic, is normally only less than a week anyway. So, it's not a problem with that. We've always got the orders coming in and out as they are today. Yep. That's why Matt's not here.
Yes, it is. Well, it's because of bank holiday, and we did have, say, some big pre-orders coming, didn't we? So he's and a lot of orders and two big pre-orders came at the same time. So he's there screwing them away, getting them all out,
packing away. So your books will be coming this week with any luck.
Yep.
So that would be good. What was the other one that came in? It was the books and the Hasegawa stuff. Yeah. So obviously, if you guys done the pre-order for those, obviously watch out for your invoices coming through.
Yeah.
Andy's on it as we speak.
Not all of the Hasegawa came in. We're still expecting another delivery of Hasegawa at some time. We don't know when. There's no definitive time of when it's coming in, but it is in. It will be in the future.
Cool. Good job. There we go. I think that's about it for today. Is there anything else you can think of?
No, that's it. No. Let's say just thank you for people who purchased at the weekend.
Yes.
And and thank you for the people that bought in the auction.
We were discussing it yesterday. So it's a good job you got a new car you were picking up the next day. At least you had some silver lining to it all. But we were saying, look at it this way: those people who got an absolute bargain.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's what it's all about. It's giving back to you guys.
And that's exactly what I said to my wife. I said, it honestly doesn't. I mean, everyone was saying, "Oh, you didn't get what," but I didn't set a price on what I wanted. So
no, you could have set a reserve of 50 quid, done it like that, but you didn't. You just went in and that's it. Fair enough.
Yeah. That's good. It's filling up the car yesterday. It's 2 tanks worth of petrol for me. So
there you go. Fair enough. That's easy. There we go. Anyway, we'll leave it right there. If you need anything at all, please pop along to the pmmodelsuk.com store. As I say, it's changing all the time. Bits and pieces coming in, pre-orders, things like that. Obviously, floor members, if you keep an eye on the forum, you'll see all the details of that about release dates and pricing for pre-orders. And then obviously we'll keep you up to date in there of what's going on. Me and Matt will be back with you tomorrow afternoon, I do believe, where I'll be carrying on with the Hurricane. And say I've got the next part of the Beaufort will be up with you on Friday as we make our way through. And then another glorious sunny weekend, hopefully.
Is it?
It's sunny here now. It's cloudy as hell earlier, but it's all burnt off now.
It's nice a bit cold. It's 11 degrees here today and cloudy.
Yeah, it's a bit cooler today. It's 18 degrees here currently. Yeah. So, yeah, we were 22,
18
23
degrees
yesterday. Yeah, that's it. Normally we'd be complaining about anything, but here we are complaining because it's not quite warm. Yeah. Anyway, Good job. Right, okay, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's an absolute pleasure as always. Remember, you get your bits over at the PM store, and obviously feel free to shoot us any messages and requests you have as well. We'll have a look for you on that one. There we go. All good, Andy. We'll say goodbye then. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.